Today, we'll start our first video series, which will be based on India-Pakistan relations. This is one of the most important topics that needs to be studied whenever you are preparing for any kind of state or central government competitive exam or job interview. Most of the times when candidates are asked about India-Pakistan relations during interview or group discussion, they only talk about Kashmir, terrorism and the four wars. And by doing that, the only message they give out is they know nothing worthwhile about this topic. This topic has much more to it than just Kashmir, terrorism and the four wars. So we will study this topic from important different dimensions like trade, nuclear threat, Indus Water Treaty, US angle and China angle. So let's start today's session with studying about how trade has evolved between the two countries over the years. In the year 2003, the trade volume between the two countries was of $309 million. Out of this $309 million, approximately $225 million was India's earning by exporting goods and services to Pakistan, whereas the remaining amount of approximately $84 million was Pakistan's earning through exporting goods and services to India. By the time the year 2009 arrived, the total bilateral trade between the two countries increased to around $1.8 billion. And out of this, roughly $1.4 billion was India's earning by exporting goods and services to Pakistan, whereas Pakistan earned nearly $400 million by exporting goods and services to India. So even here you can see India had an upper hand and Pakistan suffered a trade deficit with India. By the time the year 2018 arrived, this business volume increased to approximately $2.3 billion, out of which India's earning by exporting goods and services to Pakistan was of around $2 billion. Now, as you can see on this particular slide, I have highlighted numbers in red and I have underlined it. This is for you to understand that whenever you are studying or researching about any topic of static GK or current affairs, you need to ensure that the information you gather should be rich with numbers. It should be very rich with facts and figures. Else, whatever you're going to speak about it will be considered as something very boring and meaningless. Now, let us take a look at few more details. The reason why I have chosen the year 2018 and not studied data after that is because after Pulwama attack took place, trade has got severely distorted due to a lot of restrictions being placed by both the countries. So the last base year I have taken is 2018. In the year 2018, Pakistan's exports to India were of around $380 million, which was just around 1.6% of Pakistan's total global exports. Some of the main items exported to India were dried dates worth nearly $92 million, cement worth nearly $63 million, sugar worth nearly $23 million, gypsum worth nearly $19 million, sesame seeds worth nearly $15 million, leather worth nearly $14 million, steel scrap worth nearly $13 million, disodium carbonate worth nearly $12 million, surgical instruments worth nearly $11 million. Now, in the year 2018, India's exports to Pakistan were of nearly $2 billion, and this was just around 0.7% of total global exports of India. Now let's see some of the main items exported by India to Pakistan. Cotton worth nearly $522 million, organic chemicals worth nearly $473 million, cotton yarn worth nearly $230 million, plastic articles worth nearly $139 million, dyes and pigments worth nearly $114 million, machinery worth nearly $93 million, pharmaceuticals worth nearly $65 million, iron and steel worth nearly $64 million, tea and spices worth nearly $56 million. Now, point to be noted is Pakistan's total annual import market is around $60 billion, but India's share, in spite of such a long land border, is just around $2 billion. Similarly, India's annual import market is estimated to be around $500 billion, but Pakistan's share in this is just around $0.4 billion. Again, very low taking into consideration that we share a long land border. The World Bank estimates that if Pakistan and India will resolve their issues, then the trade has a potential to increase to around 37 billion within one single year. So, if the trade potential is so high, why is the trade volume not increasing? In our next video, we will study the important reasons for it. I'm sure you are finding our video useful. Please share it with all your friends who are preparing for any kind of competitive exam or interview. If you have any feedback or suggestion regarding how we can make our videos more useful for you, then please leave it in the comments section. I'll be back tomorrow with yet another video which will help you understand why the trade volume is not increasing. Till then, please take very good care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.